Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects of the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela effectings. So tonight we have Marilyn Monroe is the center of our discussion tonight. She's got several Mandela effects about her. For one thing is her beauty mark. Many people remember her beauty mark being just above her left side part of her lip, and now it's outside the lip line on her left cheek. And there's even been proof of piercings. Marilyn Monroe piercings are on the inside part just above the lip. Anyway, so there's not just that. Okay, there's another weird thing going on with she had an affair with JFK. Now there's 6 people in the car. Before there used to be only 4. Her name changed. Now, this is a new Mandela effect. Norma Jean is now Norma Jeannie. It's Jeane now. Mortensen. So, I kind of want to give you a backstory about her, because she is curious to me. Marilyn Monroe, born Norma Jean Mortensen, June 1st, 1926 to August 5th, 1962, was an American actress, model, and singer. Famous for playing comic blonde bombshell characters, she became one of the most popular sex symbols of the 1950s and emblematic of the era's attitudes towards sexuality. Although she was a top-billed actress for only a decade, her films grossed $200 million by the time her unexpected death in 1962, which, by the way, it was a suicide, but it was very controversial, meaning it was in question. Let's see, more than half a century later, she continues to be a popular culture icon. She was born and raised in L.A. Marilyn spent most of her childhood in foster homes and in an orphanage and married at the age of 16. While working in a radio plane factory in 1944 as part of her war effort, she was introduced to a photographer from the first motion picture unit and became a successful pinup modeling career. So the work led to her short-lived film contracts with 20th Century Fox. Now that's another thing. 20th Century Fox logo is messed up now. Some of the letters look different than we remember. Columbia Pictures is another one. My mother used to work for Columbia Pictures. After a series of minor film roles, she signed a new contract with Fauqes in 1951. So over the next 2 years, she became a popular actress, and she had roles in comedies As Young as You Feel, Monkey Business, and the dramas Clash by Night and Don't Bother to Knock. She faced a scandal and was revealed that she had posed for nude photos before becoming a star, but rather than damaging her career, the story resulted in increasing interest in her films. By 1953, Monroe was the most remarkable Hollywood of stars. She had leading roles in the film Niagara, which was that seems like a lot of people remember Niagara being spelled differently, which focused on her sex appeal, and comedies Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and How to Marry a Millionaire. You can see the pictures pop up, which established her star image as a dumb blonde. Although she played a significant role in the creation and management of her public image throughout her career. There's a movie here, The 7-Year Itch, that came out in 1955. I'll talk about that too. That movie is famous, and in that movie they actually mention the portrait of Dorian Gray, which is now the picture of Dorian Gray. Just last year, I could have sworn it was the portrait of Dorian Gray. There was a movie that came out, and now the movie has changed to a picture of Dorian Gray, which is really weird, guys. Really bizarre. So, what happened is, when the studio was reluctant to change her contract, Monroe, she founded a film production company in late 1954, and she called it Marilyn Monroe Pictures. She dedicated 1955 to building her company, began studying method acting, and in late 1955, she got a new contract with Fauqes and gave her more control and a larger salary. Let's see, she was in a performance called Bus Stop in 1956, The Prince and the Showgirl in 1957. I'm going to try to speed it up, guys. So again, this is all Wikipedia. In case this changes, we know what it is, okay? Monroe's troubled private life received much attention, okay? This is what happened to her. She struggled with substance abuse, depression, and anxiety. She had 2 highly publicized marriages to retired baseball star Joe DiMaggio and playwright Arthur Miller, both of which ended in divorce. On August 5, 1962, she died at age 36 from an overdose of barbiturates in her home in Los Angeles. Although Monroe's death was a ruled probable suicide, several conspiracy theorists had proposed in the decades following her death. Yeah, it's really strange here, guys. I think we should research her death some more. There's a lot of Mandela effects surrounding this woman. So, Teresa found me some stuff here. This is Marilyn Monroe wishing happy birthday to JFK.
Mr. President, the late Marilyn Monroe. Mr. President, happy birthday to you.
Okay, so there you have it. That's one of the things she did for JFK. And then you see this 1955, the Portrait of Dorian Gray. They mention in this movie, 1955, The 7-Year Itch. Sorry.
Another thing while you're here, I've been thinking about that fall list, and I came up with a notion. What would you think about a 25-cent reprint of the Portrait of Dorian Gray?
The Portrait of Dorian Gray?
It's a natural, Sherman. Look what we'd be giving them for a quarter. Vice, lust, and corruption. The story of a young man, unsurfaced, clear-eyed and healthy, just like you, Sherman, but underneath, dry rot and the termites of sin and depravity gnawing at his soul. Well,
anyway, so I thought I'd share that. That's from Marilyn Monroe's 1955 movie, The 7-Year Itch. It's interesting how the cookie crumbles here, and we're seeing these effects. And now I'm thinking a lot of these surround Marilyn Monroe. Let's see. I can't confirm. She might have been. I think she was the first one with Playboy. I can confirm that in just a moment. Okay, Marilyn Monroe. The first issue of Playboy magazine came out December 1953. The centerfold was Marilyn Monroe. Let's see here. Marilyn Monroe, there's her signature. Thank you, Teresa. There's Marilyn Monroe in Hollywood, on a Hollywood star. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Look at this. Norma Jean, Jean. Isn't that something? Marilyn dead. 1962. Coke. Some like it hot. Look at that. Coca-Cola. The Perfect Fit History. Goodbye, Norma Jean. And you all know that the Candle in the Wind song was actually about Marilyn Monroe. The one that Elton John sang for her. 1970s Goodbye Norma Jean, without the E. See that? Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe dies. Pills are blamed. Wow. Rest in peace. 1926 to 1962. It's weird how the years are reversed. You see that? 2662. It's just weird. I know. Could be a Masonic thing. Marilyn Monroe, Goodbye Norma Jean. There you have it. Did they get her name wrong? Looks like a tape. Like a VHS. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Jean. You got to watch, too, because some of this residue could change. That's why I'm calling it out. And here's Marilyn Monroe with what looks like possibly the beauty mark being more closer to the lip. But it's hard to tell in that photo. Here's another photo. This is from the Museum of Modern Art, 1967. Somebody did a portrait of her. There's a case for interplanetary saucers, Marilyn Monroe in the Life magazine. And some people say she looks different in this reality. Like maybe she was thinner or something like that. Or some people say she looks different. Goodbye, Norma Jean. See? Goodbye, Norma Jean. Here's a record. Original recordings by Marilyn Monroe. See, goodbye, Norma Jean. Where's the E, huh? Goodbye, Norma Jean. Starring Misty Rose, Hollywood icon Marilyn Monroe. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Did Marilyn Monroe have borderline personality disorder? It's crazy, I know. Good, Norma Jean Baker, right here. Norma Jean without the E. Norma Jean. What do you folks see? There's Elton John. Goodbye, Norma Jean, from the young man in the 22nd row who sees you as something more than sexual, more than just our Marilyn Monroe. Elton John. I think she inspired a lot of people. Norma Jean, right there. Why Norma Jean killed Marilyn Monroe. Where's the E, folks? Maybe it's a Google problem. Maybe Google has it wrong. Norma Jean and Marilyn. Norma Jean and Marilyn. That's crazy. Baker, Norma Jean, a.k.a. Marilyn Monroe. Good find, Teresa. Excellent. Goodbye, Norma Jean. How much more you need? How much more can you ask for? Goodbye, Norma Jean. Norma Jean and Marilyn. Marilyn's Meltdown, Part 13. Wow. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Yep, this is the part from Candle in the Wind, with lyrics, by the way. Candle in the Wind, Goodbye, Norma Jean. So apparently he must have had it wrong, too.